got your car into your best friend's house, would you be quiet as words came out of their mouth? Stop, don't do it. I have been.
You just have to be willing to go there. And this is the last thing I want to just say about it. So that was resonating with me. And so I just was teaching at the Actors Center. And of course, this one guy came up to me afterwards and started asking me these actor question things, all based in substitution and emotional recall and emotional memory and playing the idea. He even used the word, well, so here's the thing. So he started talking to me about, well, okay, so you're using substitution. I said, no, I can't be in the moment and be sliding out of the moment to take something that happened to me in my past and then put it in my experience right now with Rowena. He's like, well then, what if you're playing a guy who lost his dad and I haven't lost my dad yet? Okay, you can't reduce the human experience to one specific moment in your life. As I said this weekend, you've already been imprinted with all emotional stuff that's happened to you by the time you were 11 years old. That doesn't mean you won't continue to have other emotional experiences in life, unless you are a robot and you are tied to your phone. Then you will not. And that's actually how we're all becoming. Everybody is standing and looking like this nowadays. It's creepy and weird, but that's a whole other story. But anyway, if you allow yourself to just keep feeling, you're gonna have feelings about things. So the thing about, I told him, I said, okay, listen, first of all, the way all people deal with tragedy is going to be different. Some people deal with tragedy by not dealing with it. Some people deal with it by suppressing it. Some people deal with it by being in a grieving process that may last forever. I don't know. So I don't know what that looks like. All I know is that the actor has to be willing in the moment to allow himself to connect to whatever is going on for him in the moment that might connect him to his own loss. Not specific to your father. It already happened when you were 11 years old, meaning, I'm thinking this right now. I remember when I was 11 years old, I'll never forget this. I was younger than 11. We got a dog. We didn't have a dog. I kind of got this stray. And my mom was not into the stray. And I remember, this is gonna make my mom sound really cruel, but it's just is the way it was. My mom's not cruel, but look, this just stuff happens. I'll never forget. So I kind of, surreptitiously kind of hid the dog. So kept the dog to myself for a couple days. Oh God, I'm totally gonna start crying. So I had all these attachments to the dog. And I'll never forget, we were in the car, I think going to church, of course. We were going to church. And the dog came out of wherever I had it and started running after us in the car. And I just put, see, it's inside me. I don't have to do a substitution. It's there. Are you brave enough to feel what's going on that's been imprinted on you? Thankfully, my parents haven't passed yet. I'm not in a scene worried about substituting and thinking about what it's gonna feel like. When it happens, I'm gonna deal with whatever that feeling is. Get it? So my own connection to whatever that story is just coming to me right now is a part of me. I don't even have to be conscious of it. I'm conscious of it right now because it's just coming to me. I haven't thought of that story in 20 years. Anyway, let me just finish that story because it's cathartic. Which is another point this kid made that I want to comment on, and then we'll be done. So we're going to church. Me, my sister, my two brothers. I just remember turning in the back and looking out the back window and seeing the dog just running. Running after me, and my mom was like, you have to let it go. It's not your dog. We can't have a dog. And I think she even put on the jets. Never saw the dog again. For a young boy, that was traumatic for me. It's okay, I'm not judging my mom. She's doing the best she can with 4 hellion children in her car, plus me wanting to have a dog. Everybody's doing the best they can with whatever information they have at that point in time. So, see, don't need to worry about me doing a substitution. I wish I would have told this guy this story there. I didn't. So then he asked me, so then I kind of explained that about what does it look like anyway. You can't represent it because for all people experiencing feelings, it's universal, but the manifestation of it is going to be different based on your autobiography. It's based on the way you feel. Some of us are better feelers than others. It doesn't mean you're better as being human. It just means the work as an actor is to be more pliant in feeling. to be more available, to go to places that are scary and weird, that make you feel vulnerable. I felt vulnerable telling that story. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I had a little panic attack 2 minutes ago. I don't know what I'm going to say. And then it just comes. So he asked me, well then where is catharsis in the process of acting? Yeah, I'm making fun a little bit. Kids, stop working and worrying about these concepts in acting. I don't understand them. First of all, it's cathartic just to be human. If you've got a life pulse, which the last time I checked, you all do, working through your shit on a daily basis, even if you're not conscious of it, is cathartic. You distrust that the universe, that you yourself as a spiritual being are on a spiritual, evolving, cathartic, evolutionary ascension. So it's happening without you even being aware of it. Now I like to teach a little bit more awareness because you can hasten your own progression. But catharsis is looking someone in the eyes and saying hello. Catharsis is forgiving someone that for some reason you haven't yet forgiven. Catharsis is having a moment on the subway with a total stranger that you are passionate about or attracted to. It's all life stuff. Do you get it? It's not reduced to one way. Can we please move beyond the reductiveness of acting? It's not acting, it's just life. It's not acting, it's just life. And thankfully we're living in a time more and more, because I think acting is becoming democratized and the conversations we're having about it are really becoming revolutionized, that we're pulling the veil away from what it is. So I just want to keep encouraging you guys always, like I'm doing myself, is you just have to keep being more human. And that never ends. And then you keep showing up to the work and realize like, oh, okay, I'm showing up with more stuff.
Would you be quiet?